Yeehaw, boys! Yeehaw! You hear that, boys? We got a brap hog coming. We got a brap hog out there. A filthy old hog. A nasty, filthy old hog. And that's why we got Brat Protection 1 and Brat Protection +4. We even got Unholy Antichrist Protection, because we'll need that too. This person that we are about to go into today really is a filthy, disgusting man, so believe me when I say that all of this equipment that I have on is warranted. And perhaps it is not even enough. It's really hard to describe this man and what he did, and what's easy to describe what he did and what made him popular and such a known person on this website. But understanding him and even really what he was about is kind of hard to know. Well, it was about, like, I started using Poll and 4chan about, like, 2016 era, and this is about around the time when this guy came in. He would make threads about himself every day, multiple times a day, just from, like, for years. For years and years and years, he would do this every single day, multiple times a day. He would use new text in his posts to bypass filters that people might have had for him. But one day he vanished. He was just gone. And at first we thought it was only for a few days, but after a while the reality started to sink in that our boy, our beloved boy, he was a constant in this clown world. Many people saw him as a constant beacon that we knew would be there every day and would not be faltered by anything, really. And, after this, like, people were wondering where he was, but no one knew who he was. No one remembered what he looked like or had any pictures of him. He posted, like, pictures of himself every day, but no one saved any of them. You know, they didn't want to be the guy to, you know, save these pictures. I even knew a guy who was on 4chan in real life, and I asked him, like, do you know who this guy is? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, do you have any pictures? And he's like, well, let's check. And, you know, what do you know? He didn't have any pictures. The one thing he would ask for every day in his threads, the exact same thing every day, was he wanted straight men to bully him and expose him to his family for being a degenerative fag. And he would do this for every single day for years and years and years and years. He went by Mr. Oinkers. And let me show you our boy. I really have to cover this because it is pretty filthy. So here he is. That's our boy. Back in the day, OG Oinkers fans will remember when he used to have his face uncensored, but he began calling himself Mr. Oinkers at one point because he caught on to the common filth lingo about pause pigs that was popular at the time. So he really did this. He really knew what he was getting into when he went on to Poll and to 4chan, and what he wanted was to be humiliated. So he found a website that was known for being like the neo-Nazi haven on the internet. So he assumed that these neo-Nazis would want to bully him and dox him, and when they weren't angry at him enough and didn't find him disgusting enough, he did more research and he learned their lingo and changed himself to become more disgusting. So yeah, he did this for years, and no one knows what happened to him. And I was thinking about him the other day because I hadn't heard from him, and I really needed closure on this. So I did some deep diving, because even on 4chan, like, nothing really goes away. It's just kind of stored somewhere else. And eventually, I did find something. I did find his magnum opus, his final thread, and let's see what happened to our boy, Mr. Oinkers. This is going to be really hard to show, because it is very, very filthy and degenerative, and there's a lot of nudity, so we will be very, very careful here. And hopefully the screen, like, I'm flipping my phone around, I hope it's not, like... So yeah, as you can see right here, he has the same, like, copy-paste thing that he posts every time, but yeah, he's, you know, fucking with it. You know, he's got a Muslim flag. You know, that's not good news. So this is just a normal day for him. He comes in, he begs first-rate guys to bully him and demean him and insult him. That is the one thing he lives for, and that is what he wants to get out of the internet community as a whole. That is kind of his contributions to greater society. So we're gonna keep scrolling down. Here, we got a nice thing here. Fuck, that's gonna be awkward. What a pathetic fucking faggot. Imagine being such a degenerate that even by 4chan standards, you post these gross-ass pics of yourself and then, like, pretend to have the decency not to want to ruin your life. And you see, that's really what it is, because he's not curtailing himself or changing himself to be more desirable to these people at all. So really, if he did curtail himself to these people's interests and preferences, he might get more attention, like more positive attention than what he's getting now. But he is very, like, out of shape, and, you know, he's probably over 30 now. He looks it, and he refuses to shave, so he isn't even willing to put in the minimum amount of effort it would take to receive all this sexual attention that he desires. So he did go to the most extreme place on the internet, because no one else would give him the attention, not even negative attention. So this really backfired on him. What a surprise that pissing off a bunch of neo-Nazis and being as belligerent as you can to these people would piss him off. Who knew? So now he's getting called out. He's been posting since 2015, and we have the proof here. We gotta censor again. I accidentally pressed the button. But yeah, 2015, any straight guys want to humiliate me, out me to my family, yeah, exposed to me. So no one's really taken him up on this offer yet in all these years to expose himself to his family and let them know that he's a degenerate. He really wants his family to know this, and perhaps that is his long game. He really wants them to think he is fucked up and, like, super, like, unsalvageable. But then they'll leave him alone. But we don't know. He's just been posting for 5 years now, and he's never gotten any sexual attention from anyone because he's gross. Apparently he smears shit all over himself. I just want to bring attention to this. Yeah, the spirit of the big dog is following me, and he is guiding me through this adventure. Well, not anymore. My holy power is gone, so I might be fucked. So he only has one testicle as well. Like, someone's asking him here to push his dick into his asshole, and he's not gonna do it. So, but look at this, yeah. People are saying he's disgusting and he's a freak because he has one ball and a smiley emoticon. So, this really is the type of attention he's after. To be called a freak and to be demeaned and insulted. So, talking about this man really is pretty difficult, because, what do you even say to him? If you ignore him, you're kind of letting him win, and, if you start demeaning him and insulting him, you're giving him exactly what he wants. Yeah, it is a really fucked up type of attention, to be going for. But he flew too close to the sun, and now the Poltards are starting to put their foot down because they tried ignoring him, and that didn't work. They tried putting up filters, and that didn't work. So he's really given the Poltards no choice but to go the nuclear option. Yeah, here we go. So someone finally does actually take him up on his offer to go on camera and to, like, humiliate himself and be a sissy bitch for strangers online. So someone did take up his offer, like, finally, after years. Yeah, it took him a few years. This guy doesn't want to actually be doxxed. He made this thread earlier in the year and begged me to dox him and expose him, gave me the info I needed, including his face in the picture, and then threatened to call the cops if I exposed him to his parents. So, he really can't handle the heat, and he really doesn't want to be exposed. He just wants these neo-Nazis online, to play along with his sexual roleplay fanfiction, for his entertainment. So really, like, this is kind of sexual assault if you think about it, because these people don't want him here, he's not welcome, and he's deliberately bypassing censors, just to piss people off and make them participate in his sexual roleplay. And, you know, that really isn't acceptable, and the only reason why he's forced to do this is because no one will degrade him consensually at all. He really has to go after people who will actually dox him and fuck up his life, but he doesn't actually want that. So he really had to skirt this line, and he pushed it too far. He's not even willing to take an order like shave your body or I'll expose you. You see, like, he can't even take the 2 hours that it takes to shave your body to become even slightly more sexually desirable to gay men. I talked to him again the other day, pic related. We can't really see that, but looks like he's just exposing his asshole to the camera. Yeah, blurry pictures, his ID. Yeah, he's not serious about this. He's not willing to play down. But this brave soul who was willing to converse with Mr. Oinkers and perhaps find out what he's about and who he is behind this persona wasn't here actually to sexually roleplay with him. He was here to expose him. He found his Facebook. And he knows that he's in Columbus, Ohio. Mr. Oinkers, the brap hog. We're getting it, boys. We're almost there. It's in Ohio. We're getting close now. So we're getting close. We can't fuck around now. We're almost there. He complains that he has a hard life because he dated a guy who was heroin and paid the guy to let him be on heroin. So this guy really is dysfunctional and totally unsalvageable. From the start, he doesn't know how to have a healthy relationship and will latch on to anyone who will abuse him and be mean to him. Because I guess he assumes that, negative attention is better than being ignored altogether, so he really does have to take these insane leaps to get any attention whatsoever. And that's all because he's just gross and won't get in shape and, like, doesn't take the time to do basic things, as we're seeing. So yeah, like, he's well known, like, he's been mythologized as the Coomer. Like, you see what I mean? Like, everyone knows who he is, and, like, he's a well-known fucker on this website. Yeah, like, like, they ban this guy all the fucking time. But he's so dedicated to bypassing the Jannies on 4chan that he'll spend hours and hours a day learning how to do this, but he won't like get on a treadmill or like do anything else to improve his life. People should be forced to find him attractive and should be forced to participate in his sexual roleplay, and we really don't have a choice in the matter, you know, until you fuck around and find out. So, eventually, you know, you can't stay anonymous forever, even if you're Mr. Oinkers. Eventually, everyone has their day. It may take years, but we find out who he is. His name is Bruce Allen Westbrook, and he's been exposed. This is something that you couldn't live down, like a stream where you get drunk and vomit everywhere. This is a consistent and well-documented effort that you have continuously made for years, and you have made your intentions with these neo-Nazis that you interact with every day very clear, that you want to be humiliated and exposed. So, you got what you wanted, buddy, and I really don't see how you can't be satisfied with the results here. Yeah, here's family names. Let's read them out. The proud, well done, guys. You really raised the winner here. Leslie Ann Westbrook, Nicole Catherine Westbrook. Fuck. I wonder what the Westbrooks were doing during World War I when my ancestors were fighting in Vimy Ridge. I don't know, it just really makes you think. I think a lot of the strong people over the years ended up dying, and the weak faggots who survived were people who ended up raising people like this. Bruce Allen Westbrook, Courtney Lynn Westbrook, and Leslie L. Westbrook from Westerville, Ohio, and Columbus, Ohio. So yeah, he really did get what he wanted to get, and I felt the need to read out those names there, so it will be further immortalized into internet lore who this person was and what he did. I think we're almost done here. There's like a golden message here, yeah. Oinkers here. Please stop. Yeah, Muslim flag. So hopefully he does live in a Muslim country. You know, he doesn't, Ohio. But, you notice that little emoticon at the end there? He did that because he wants you, the person who might have been reading this thread, to feel sorry for him, that he has got exactly what he's wanted for years and years and years, but he doesn't have any sympathy for the people who he's begging to stop, that he wasn't wanted and he couldn't take a fucking hint, so he continued to post his disgusting asshole and fresh timestamp, because he'd do that. He'd like lift his legs up and then like on his ass cheek. He'd have a fresh timestamp every single day, so he could do all that, but like he couldn't shave and like post himself to our FEMBOYs on Reddit, or even like FEMBOY threads on 4chan, and you know, people might actually give him positive attention. But I think he'd already hit the wall at that point. He was like over 30, so the attention he'd get would be only negative. And I think negative attention is better than no attention. So I think what happened with Mr. Oinkers was he started off being a femboy. So at one point, you know, he was really young and femmy and twinkish, and he was able to get like positive attention. And instead of pursuing relationships in real life, he just did that. He was satisfied with the attention he got from strangers online who said they wanted to fuck him. That it was enough for him to be satisfied that he didn't need to go out and get anyone. But eventually, once he hit the femboy wall, like people wouldn't give him positive attention anymore, and because he was fucking lazy, you know, he couldn't do the workout required, where you have to squat and do cardio and like watch your calorie intake and all that shit that's required to remain a femboy past 25. Some femboys even take estrogen and they'll have like retarded tits, and then they can maybe push it to like 35 maybe. But he wasn't willing to do any of that. He didn't want to make himself more attractive, so he just went after people who are fucking sick fuck narcissists and like to abuse people and demean them, like this heroin junkie that he was living with. But eventually, like, again, even the heroin junkie got tired of him because his ass wasn't as good as it used to be. So even the heroin junkie didn't want him anymore, and obviously he's fucked. So no one wanted him in a positive way, no one wanted him in a negative way, so he really had no choice. He didn't want to put in any effort, so he really had no choice but to force himself on Nazis, on 4chan, until he got what he wanted. And he did in the end. He did get what he wanted, and I am happy. I am happy that all this hard work really did pay off, and I know what happened to Mr. Oinkers now. The mystery's solved, and I really think this is an important story that you really shouldn't be like Mr. Oinkers or like femboys at all, because all femboys are going to become Mr. Oinkers eventually, because no one will want to fuck you once you hit the femboy wall. So it really is a warning sign that you don't want to rely on retards online for affection, because they'll just find new idiots that turn 19 once you hit the femboy wall. So don't be like that. You've really put all your eggs into one basket, and you really have locked yourself in. So once you start posting your ass online like that, it's only a matter of time before those pictures of you riding a dildo while dressed as Felix will eventually come to surface, and you will have to face the music. Eventually, it'll always come around. But Mr. Oinkers just really wanted it to happen really badly, and it had to happen, so he put the work in, and he got what he wanted, and he got it done. And really, that's what you gotta do in life. So, that's Mr. Oinkers, one of my favorite lolcows ever. Yeah, so that's about it. It's time for more Warzone. I got my BRAP mask on, my Warzone mask, because as you know in Warzone, we be avoiding gas and shit. We be avoiding gas, and this filter is made in Israel. It's an Israeli filter, so I trust it to be the best designed filter to take out harmful particles that may harm my lungs. I think the Jews know how to do that best. So, here we go. Thanks for tuning in, and goodbye.